Really nice turnout today. I guess AI is important to everybody. I'm Evan Steele, founder and CEO of Raterate. Um, I started Raterate in 2015, and for the last 10 years, I've been eating, drinking, and sleeping patient feedback surveys, online reputation, and now, more recently, what's going on in the world of search. It used to be you just search for, best orthopedic surgeon near me or best primary care doctor near me, and Google would spit out some results. Usually they're what we call their three pack, right? So you'd have Google listings. They promote three of the best listings that match your local search result, and that was pretty much it, right? That was their local search, and then there were doctor and brand searches. So you search for Dr. John Smith, and you would also see um, his the Dr. John Smith's Google listing, and you'd see the other secondary review sites, Health Grades, Vitals, WebMD. Well, things have changed drastically, especially in the last 6 months, and I would say it's changing at a accelerating pace. We're seeing almost by day, new things are coming out, and I'll show you some of that. This will be a very short webinar. I have 2 slides and 8 tabs on a browser with 8 different searches, just to show you what's going on in the search world. So it shouldn't be too long to give you a flavor of what's happening in the AI search world, specifically as it pertains to healthcare. So this is my first of 2 slides. Just getting everybody ready for the way patients are finding you. So we see it all starts with a patient feedback. And how is it best to take patient feedback, and where strategically should that feedback be published online so that Google, ChatGPT, Claude, all those AI engines read that comment and use it in their AI summaries? So if I'm a patient and I fill out a survey, or let's say this is from a Raterate survey, I love Dr. Lou, she's the best, and I click submit, right? Oops. What happens is that content, that review is published, either you have a choice, right? Or Google, Health Grades, WebMD, or Vitals. So you're publishing it on those review sites. You could also publish it. We have Raterate verified review listings, like Health Grades and Vitals and WebMD are listings. Raterate has its own listings. So right from the survey, right onto those listings. You could also publish it to on your website. Let's say the doctor has a bio page. So this is Dr. Lou's testimonial widget, right? So you could see testimonials powered by Raterate, and it takes these comments and publishes them on a little widget that's put on the doctor's bio page. And like I mentioned, this here is a verified review listing. Looks like that. Looks much like Health Grades or Vitals. You pull up a page, it has the doctor's profile, and then the reviews. So we have these comments are published in all different places today. And let's see how the AI engines and their models are using this patient feedback. I think if you what the AI engines are doing is they're scraping and going through all this content to pull that patient feedback, so that when patients ask about the reviews for that doctor or that practice, it comes up in their AI summaries. So like I mentioned, we have all these listings and all this content, and all these engines read it, they pull it into their models, and then someone searches for, um, you know, a pediatric ophthalmologist in New York City, and you'll see there's Grace Liu. It'll mention Grace Liu in the summary. So let's see exactly what that looks like. So remember I said I only had 8 tabs, so we're going to do 8 searches, and I'll just show you by example. The first is, I'm thinking of going to Heartland Dental. They're in Kansas, so I just search Heartland Dental reviews. So this company, this practice here, I don't think is doing much in terms of reputation management, because what shows up very first here is that Google, we've all seen this now, that Google AI mode here, where Heartland Dental has received mixed reviews. And what's interesting, actually, if I expand this, what they're doing is, not only is Google looking for reviews for the practice itself, they're also looking through, you see here, Glassdoor and Indeed, right? And talking about stressful working environment, judgmental atmosphere, lack of support. they feel under-supported or not trained enough. So it's very interesting that Google looks at a review and not just patient reviews, but they're also looking at these employee review sites. So we want to help you obviously fix this and improve this, but also uh, publish patient reviews. So they're not doing a good job with that. But Yankton Medical Clinic, if I go Yankton Medical Clinic reviews, um, the nice thing you'll see here is um, you'll see a nice, what we call an AI summary, right? So Yankton Medical receives generally positive reviews with many patients praising the compassion, thoroughness, knowledge of its doctors and staff. And you could just read more here and you see all those nice summaries of Yankton Medical Clinic. And where's that content from? So what Google does is they put the citations where they're pulling that data from. And actually what they're doing is, in this specific case, Google is pulling all this from the website, Yankton Medical Clinic's website. So let's see what this looks like. I'm going to open up this citation. So this is just a simple page called Rate or Rate Reviews, and Yankton Medical Clinic puts their testimonial widget. So it pulls all those wonderful comments, all the testimonials. So what happened is Google is crawling this and summarizing these testimonials here. Also, they found a doctor, let's say Dr. Emma Bai. Let me open her up in a new tab. So Dr. Emma Bai has her own bio page, right, where all of her education, specialty, but at the bottom are the testimonials, right? And so Google's reading these testimonials and it uses these testimonials to come up with this beautiful summary. Notice what's happening. Let me just refresh. Google is prioritizing these summaries and this content above their own listings, the Google listings, which I find interesting. And Google, notice also Google's not taking the 1,205 reviews that are posted in the Google listings. They're not using that content in their AI summaries. They're using content from other sources, whether it's Rate or Rate, these widgets, or Health Grades, Vitals, or WebMDs. Google's not using their own content in their summaries as of today. So that's the second search. We got 6 more. So we look for a doctor search. So let me look for Dr. Meredith Mayo reviews. I found this doctor. I saw Mayo and I figured that's as medical of a last name as you could get. So what this is instead of showing, again, here, there's no Google listing. What Google has done here is they provided a snippet. There's summaries and snippets. This is a snippet. So this is taking out of the verified review listing. So this is a listing that Rate or Rate created. So the data from the surveys populate these listings, and it pulls out a snippet. So amazing doctor who gives all the options and recommendations. I find Dr. Mayo very welcoming and present, able to listen to my concerns. All this have come from patient reviews. And Google often puts this right on top above Health Grades and all these other review sites. Let's open up this page. It's very clickable here, and I open up in a new tab. And I'll see that what Google actually does, it pulls up the verified review listing, right? So it has the doctor's, a little summary of the doctor, but you see what it does is it actually, Google highlights the snippets that it actually pulled into this AI summary. Remember, amazing doctor gives options of recommendation right here. It pulls that. So Google is pulling this in, putting it into these search summaries, and then highlighting it when you pull up this review listing. So really cool stuff that they're doing. Another search, Dr. Chad Campion reviews. When I look at this, I always seem to say champion, but there's no H, so it's Chad Campion. This is a really nice page, right? Beautiful, your eye goes right here, so he has a beautiful Google profile. But if you look at the left side, you see, and again, the importance of secondary review sites, right? Like Rate or Rate, 1,100 reviews, 4.8 stars. Health Grades, 4.8 stars. Um, from the ratings badge from the doctor's own bio page, 4.8 stars, 4.5 stars on WebMD. So this is a great profile. So this has no AI summaries, but it is showing, it just shows you how important it is to have a balanced online reputation. And then what Google has done is taken the Rate or Rate verified review listing and like sucked it into their Google listing and put it right here on reviews from around the web. Okay, last few searches here. This one's a little different. If you search for, is Dr. Melissa Martinez Diaz a good doctor, right? and this is really cool. What it does is it pulls from um, the testimonials widget, the Rate 8 reviews page, and the health grades page. So again, all very important to build these other review sites. You see Google is not even here. The Google listing is not even here. So this AI summary, which looks great, um, is, it gets pulled from those secondary review sites, and you want this to look real good. This one's very interesting. I did two type of searches for Dr. Mark Lustig reviews. The first is similar to what we just saw, except this has the Google review here, but does a nice AI summary. And if you read this, it looks great. I want to see this doctor, and we could see the sources exactly the same, right? The doctor's testimonial widget from his bio page, the verified review page from Rater 8, and also the health grades listing, all summarized here to make him look impressive in a potential patient's eyes. And just one more, I'm not going to go through this, take a second here. Dr. William Isabel reviews, same thing, nice summary, and then using other sources other than Google. The last search is a ChatGPT search, just a simple John Chiavetta reviews. And we see that ChatGPT is looking again, they don't look at Google, they're summarizing health grades, vitals, share care, which by the way is health grades reviews promoted or copied over to share care. So you see the last time they scraped health grades was more recent. They have 275 versus 253, but these two are typically the same. Medical News Today, U.S. News and World Report, and then a summary, right? So again, the importance of Google's very important, but the importance of those secondary review sites coming up in these generative AI search results. So that wraps it up. I told you it would be short and sweet and quick, just to show you some ways that Google and ChatGPT and all the other AI engines are really like starving for content, right? Every time they redo their models, it goes out and looks for that new content. So if you could publish as much patient content online, and an average star rating, at least from what we see from our clients, is 4.88 stars. So there's lots of great content out there, and you want to like light up those AI algorithms so that they generate and spit out really good content to make you and your doctors and your practice look great. Any questions? If you have any questions, you could type it into the chat. Feel free here. We could field any questions you want. While we're waiting for questions, one more thing I neglected to show you that I must show you. Notice Google now has AI mode. If you want to see it, you could go google.com/AI mode. Watch what happens when I click this right here. See up here? You have videos, forums, news, videos, short videos. I go AI mode, right? So this is kind of the future, right? Now, so Google puts together a very nice, clean panel of an AI summary, shows the citations, and then does a nice summary of Dr. Mark Lustig reviews. So you could kind of see where this is going, right? Eventually, they'll have this, maybe they'll start having ads again. Right now, they're not putting ads on these AI summaries, but it'd be really cool. This is just a really cool summary. It just looks nice. It looks better in my mind than this, right? This just looks, the AI mode just looks cleaner and it just creates a beautiful summary. So I just wanted to show you that before we wrap up. Okay, we have one question. Susan, great question. Why doesn't Google use Google reviews? I have no idea. You would think that they have an amazing source, just like a deep well of reviews, and they should use their own, but they don't right now. I suspect at some point in the future they will, although there's antitrust lawsuits going on right now, and Google's has been targeted for antitrust lawsuit. So maybe they're just trying to be careful and trying not to use their own content and their own searches. That's the only thing I could think of. But good question, Susan. Cynthia, thanks. She says she's excited to see this. So working on SEO is a thing of the past. Absolutely not. This is SEO. But SEO is changing. It used to be website SEO. I have tags and I have keywords and I want content on my website. So when someone searches for a procedure or or one of my doctors, I want to make sure that my practice and my doctors and my pages come up first. And that was just organic, regular SEO. Now there's something called reputation SEO or local SEO, or now we're talking like AI SEO, which the biggest part of that is so AI just runs on content. So how do you like those Raterate verified review pages or health grades or vitals or WebMD? That's structured patient content. It has the date of the content. So Google respects or will score higher, more recent, fresher content. Like if the last review is from 2023, it's not going to score that high, as high as brand new content. So it's structured. It has dates attached to it, star ratings. It has, the comments, and the AI engines love that. And that's like kind of the new SEO. Is like, how do you publish enough content online that the AI engines are going to read it, consume it, and then summarize it and spit it out when patients are searching. Um, so Kimberly, you're not seeing this on your Google searches just yet. Different markets, right? We see it in most markets. Sometimes if you search for one of the doctors that I searched for in a different market. So if you go with Dr. Mark Lustig, Dr. M-A-R-C Lustig, L-U-S-T-I-G reviews, you'll probably see an AI summary. Or you could try google.com/AI mode and see if that brings it up for you. Would having more Google reviews bring you up in AI SEO, given that they don't have their own reviews? I'm not sure of that question. It's a good question, Parisa. I'm not sure of. All I know, having a lot of Google reviews is still important. We know that because like Raterate has a verified review listing, but who's Raterate compared to Google? The same thing with Vitals and Health Grades. Great branding, but Google is really a ubiquitous brand, and they're still coming up in searches. And I suspect Google's not just going to get rid of their listings, their business listings. I suspect they're not going to get rid of that as a matter of policy. So I think the Google reviews, because of the ubiquity of their brand, is super important. But if I was working with a reputation management company, let's say you're working with Rater8, and we're instructing our clients to do this because Google is valuing these other review sites, the secondary review sites, we're turning up the needle. We're recommending that our clients build more reviews on like Rater8 review, verified review listings, health grades, vitals, WebMD, even Yelp. We're having some good luck. It's been years. We've been at it with Yelp. We don't deal directly with Yelp, but trying to build Yelp reviews. It seems like they're accepting reviews now from outside sources, but you have to be a Yelp member. So it's a slog. It takes some time, but we're finding Yelp as well, and is another source where you could build reviews. So as far as mix, we recommend shifting some reviews to these other review sites. Next question from Timothy: is YouTube content ever factored in search results? I'm thinking about doctors that have short profile videos hosted on YouTube and embedded in their profile page. That would be for the website SEO expert, but I know that Google sees everything, and again, I'd ask your web company or SEO company about that. But I suspect that any videos you could have, Google's going to score that page higher because it's just more engaging than just a static, boring page. Something with a video, but again, that's just my gut feel. That's not my scientific answer. Ron, you don't see AI mode on my Google, so why not try, if you do google.com/AI mode, try that, and that should pull up. That should pull it up. Okay, great questions today. Any other questions? I think I just went through all of them. Great questions. No other questions? Okay, if you have a question or something comes up, just email info, I-N-F-O, at Rater8, R-A-T-E-R, number 8, at Rater8.com, and somebody from our crack marketing team will definitely respond to your question. Okay, thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate your attendance, and enjoy the rest of the week.